Hi there, my name is Jenna Antonowitz, and I am the mayor of Royersford Borough. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk to you today about what it means to be mayor and how to get involved in local politics. The first thing I want to say is that if you take nothing from this presentation, I hope the number one thing that you do take from it is that it is so important to vote in your local elections. A lot of times when people hear the word politics, you think of big politics like voting for the President of the United States, which is certainly very important. But when you think about it, it's your local mayor and borough council members. In Royersford, we have 7. You might be living in a township where there are 5, 7, or 9 supervisors who are on a board. It might be your school board representatives. These are the folks who are making decisions about your day to day life. Who picks up your trash? Who repairs your roads? How money is given to different events and infrastructure in your town. And so the folks that you don't hear much about in the news are actually the people who are most impacting you and your families. And so when you are old enough to vote, every May and November, you should get out there and do so because a lot of people fought for our right to vote, and exercising it is so important. And our local elections sometimes come down to just a handful of votes, and so your vote always makes a difference, but certainly in our local elections. So that's the number one thing I hope you take from this presentation. But to tell you a little bit about how to get involved in local politics, you have to have a passion for people and helping the community. I have a particular interest in event planning. I love looking at organizational structures and how people relate to one another. And I love being a bridge builder and a resource and a connector for people. I love writing and communicating. And so those were some of the skills that the folks who asked me if I would be interested in running for mayor, I think those are some of the things that they saw. I had worked a lot with first responders in a previous job in higher education. I used to work at a university. And so, as mayor, I work with our chief of police and a lot of our first responders when we're planning events or dealing with public safety concerns on our streets with traffic, being a connector if folks have questions about everything from noise complaints to speeding to trash on the roads, you name it, people have asked me about it. But I see that as a main part of my role to connect people with the resources and organizations that they need to get their questions answered. And so I can be a really good liaison to connect folks to council who are making the decisions about what happens in our borough. So, when I was elected almost, well, 3.5 years ago, this is a picture of my family when I was sworn in by Judge Gatzicki down at the fire department. Those are my parents, my husband's parents, and my son at the time. And since then, I've had an opportunity to really be involved in a lot of the events in town. Before COVID-19, some of you may have seen or been involved in our Easter egg hunts by Parks and Rec. We have community cleanup days, Community Day, National Night Out, the tree lighting where Santa Claus comes. And so for me, it's a lot about family and living in a place where I get to give back to where my family is living. The fire department coming around with Santa Claus during the holidays, um, being able to be a face for the town and represent all of our residents when it comes to different issues that are happening, or maybe just we're doing some fun things. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had a charity baby shower where I invited a lot of folks in the community, and we raised money and collected something like 4,000 diapers for our local shelters and our food pantries, and just wanted to give back. So shedding light on different organizations that help out the community. I get to work with different organizations like our Women's Club of Royersford, our Rotary, the Chamber, the Business Association of Royersford, because they all have a common goal of giving back to this community. So it's wonderful to connect with the folks, and it's wonderful to be in this role. So anyone can be involved in local politics. A lot of folks have full-time jobs and they're involved in local politics. And if you don't want to be front and center as mayor on council, you can help out behind the scenes. There's a lot of government jobs that are in administrative offices or helping out with campaigns. If you love people and you love making a difference, local politics might be for you.